So I'm getting evidence together to show my probation officer and also the psychiatrist that my age was changed by sex traffickers, because this is from a stack of pictures from Texas. I know it's from Texas. I moved to Texas when I was about to turn 16 years old from Mexico, and you can see how tall I am. You can see that it's Photoshop, because there's a tool that you would use, maybe it's the bulge tool, that moves that light switch down to make that person look taller. But clearly this is me now, and I'm so much bigger, and the door's not bowed. So what I found out is that I was around little people a lot. This girl has sex on the internet. Like, I've made out with her. She won't let me go very far. But like, I loved her so much because she introduced me to Zoolander, and Zoolander has been my favorite movie, like, always. And like, she would drive and hang her foot out the window while she was driving. And when I was 16 years old, I would drive and hang my foot out the window when I was driving. Can you guys drive and hang your feet out the window? Hey, 5'6" person. That's a gymnast. No, go ask Livy Dunn if she can drive and put her leg out the window. Maybe she can. But like, I've never been able to do the splits ever. Find someone that can do this, that can't do the splits, and figure out what's the tallest person you can do that you can find who can put their feet out the window while they're driving. And that's how tall I was when I was 16 years old. I think that girl's twin did. So I was investigating X, and this girl said her 19-year-old body is attracted to men who are investigating X, because I told her that I knew her. Like, and it turned out she's not from the United States. She turned out to be Shauna Ray's twin, but I know her looking like that. Shauna Ray looks like a kid. I found myself in the Little League World Series, and you see how small I am compared to that guy? Well, my dad played for the Big Red Machine. And what do I remember about that? Mike Piazza gave me an autograph at a minor league baseball game once, and I never found the autograph. So my dad told me he played for the Big Red Machine, and this is Johnny Bench. My dad said he played first base. He broke his leg sliding into second base. My whole life. And what was my batting average as a 5-year-old playing high school baseball? 756. Like, I was a pretty good hitter. So this is a girl that has sex on the internet, Abby K. Bay. That's Bill Gates' daughter. So I think that there's a cloning service going on. That was my shirt from freshman year of college. I'm not fat. But I think they changed it out too, because I was actually probably 5 years old back then. That was the golf club I played with always, up until the age of 12, and then I got new golf clubs. So, there was also a bubble shaft driver from Golfsmith that I played with up until the age of 12, which would be, actually. So at the Little League World Series, Michael Scazzarelli is interviewed, and he talks about how he's into Cooperstown, and how he's really into baseball statistics. And my pride as a kid was that I knew all the baseball statistics. But that was when I played for the Pirates. And what do I remember from the Pirates? That I got hit in the face with a baseball when I was playing catch. And it was my first team. And I don't even remember that I was a pitcher. Supposedly years later, when I was in ninth grade, I threw a perfect game, and we won Colorado State or something like that. Me and the Pikes Peak Mariners and I. But that would have been not I would have still been that size. But here, that's supposed to be a 12-year-old. But for some reason, that's the pitcher. They called him the Little General. When I played baseball, I always bossed everyone around. But I didn't really boss him around. I just told him the plays. I told him what we were supposed to do if you got the ball. Because I always told everyone to be prepared for what they have to do if they get the ball, given the pitcher's positions. But like I said, my dad said he played for the Big Red Machine, and my dad was friends with professional baseball players. He'd play men's adult baseball league baseball when I was a kid, and so we'd go watch him play at the park. And we had a batting cage in our backyard. But that kid was throwing curveballs, and if there's any place you want to put the smallest guy on the field that's a 5-year-old, put him as pitcher and have him throw curveballs against people that aren't used to hitting curveballs. And am I a junk pitcher? I'm a Greg Maddux pitcher. So I have a lot of control. I throw a lot of different pitches, but it's really all about my curveball. So this golf club didn't come out until I don't even know. but I owned it in the early 90s. But not that one. Like I owned a Golfsmith bubble shaft driver. The bubble shafts didn't come out at all until I think 95. So like that club didn't exist whatsoever, or the shaft didn't exist for my driver until then. My driver was a little driver. I had it with little clubs, so they were made for little kids. Like they were my little kid clubs. I had a membership at a country club ever since I was a little kid. I played in golf tournaments, and I only golfed with Srixon golf balls. Srixon didn't exist until 2001. And so, like, the only golf ball I use in a junior golf tournament in 1997 did not exist until 2001, Srixon Extra Spin. It doesn't exist anymore. I don't pay for golf balls as an adult. After college, like, I played in golf tournaments. Like, I played with the chief of police from, like, and my mom was a probation officer. So, like, when I talk about the legal system, like, being involved with, like, organized crime, I'm telling you guys, like, the legal system, like, is where my family is from. So that kid was on steroids. And I mean, that kid was on steroids too when she was a kid because she had to take human growth hormones too. And that kid was on steroids, and that kid was like a very serious baseball player until he was hurt. Because like I had a very serious back injury. But I was also a pretty serious golfer. I made varsity as a freshman, but like I barely made varsity because it was a very good school. Like at like any other school, I would have made varsity as a freshman. But yeah, but like I mean, I did make varsity as a freshman when I was that size with these little golf clubs that I played with that did not come out. Like when was I a freshman in high school? 2000. So, like, the bubble shaft driver from Golfsmith, I still had it in 2000, actually. But it wasn't 2000. Like, that's the thing. Okay, so in, like, the song Angel by Shaggy came out in 2003. When I was the smallest little kid possible in California, which is, that kid thinks he's in California. He's actually from Massachusetts. Like, I used to walk back and forth in my room and listen to Shaggy's Angel all the time. And then I moved to Colorado, which was before this. This is in Texas. In Texas, I never listened to Shaggy ever. But in Colorado, like I wouldn't listen to Shaggy either. And I thought that Shaggy was for little kids because like I listened to like Linkin Park all the time. And my girlfriend's favorite song in like 1999, like she was like I was in 8th grade and she was in 7th grade, was In the End by Linkin Park. And she told me, she was like, my favorite song is In the End by Linkin Park. And that song didn't come out in the 90s either. And so, like, but Shaggy Angel, like, was, like, in a different state. Like, that was, like, when I was, like, very small. And then I moved to Texas after that. And that's when I started listening to country. And I don't have further proof other than Angel and In the End. But it's a very distinct memory of a song that I got tired of. I didn't understand that you can get tired of a song back then when I was a little kid. Because I just thought that was for little kids. Like, little kids listen to... Little kids like Casey and JoJo. I like Eminem now. So I used to hang out with a girl that looked identical to her, and she's a little person on the internet that has sex, like at the same time that I was that age. So she drove a BMW. She was from River Oaks in Houston. Her name was Izzy, and she had a house in Hunt, Texas. And I'd go hang out. I hung out with her once when she was in Hunt because she came to visit me. But then I knew her in San Antonio also. So the car that she put her leg out the window, because like she'd sit in her car while she was driving, and she'd put her leg out the window, and she would drive, and like I remember sitting in her car and going, "She's the coolest person of all time," because she was the coolest person. She drives with her freaking leg out the window, and she drives a BMW, and she's that hot, and she loves Zoolander, and she was rich. I thought, I knew she was rich, and and she was like that pretty. And she drove with her leg out the window. So I had to drive with my leg out the window. And I think I only drove with my leg out the window once because I was afraid. Like I might have done it more than once, maybe with like a friend or something once. But like I think I remember I did it once. And I was like driving with my leg out the window. And I was like, if I get into a car accident, like I'm going to be cut in half. It's like going to rip my leg off. And so I decided not to do it anymore. But that was either when I was driving like a 1998 white Mustang that was a 2-door, or I was driving a 1998 probably or 2000 Honda DX. And like, could I like actually drive? Like I could, like, that's like a testimony that you would never know that you could do. Like, unless you've driven like that. Because I just got in my car. I don't think I can even get my leg like past this. I can't get my leg past the steering wheel no matter what. Like I can't. And like I'm 6 foot tall. I haven't changed heights since then. I mean, apparently I have. But so how would I know that she can drive with her leg out the window? How do I know that little people can drive with their leg out the window? Like, I don't know that little people can drive with their leg out the window. Like, how do I know that I can drive with my leg out the window at all? Like, I can't. I mean, it's something you could test. I've been talking about ways that I know that my age was changed by sex traffickers. Like this picture that I found in a stack of pictures from Texas. So I was supposedly 16 years old, but you can see how tall I was. But it's also like been photoshopped. And I talked about the golf clubs I used, about how they didn't exist yet. And what I didn't talk about is I found Liz Vicious like having sex with a very, very young girl. And like I screenshotted that girl. That girl looks like she's like 3. But like I think Liz Vicious was a kid too. So I think that like a lot of us have grown up on child pornography. We had no idea we were always watching child pornography. But the child pornographers get off on like having us watch child pornography and not know we're watching it. So when I was like in college, my freshman year, I slept with my girlfriend a lot on a twin size bed. My sophomore year, like I lived with her on a twin size bed. So like I was going to Baylor. She had her own apartment. I had my own apartment. I had a roommate that I shared a room with. She didn't share a roommate with someone, so I always stayed at her house. And like she had a twin size bed. And we slept on it together, and we did sex stuff long ways. So like I'd like go down on her like long ways, like so she'd be laying back, and I'd like I wouldn't be falling off the bed. Like now I think that if her and I had sex on a twin size bed, like I'd be falling off the bed. So my junior year I got a futon, so I had a full size bed after that. My senior year I think I had a full size bed also, and then. In Chicago, like when I graduated from college, I don't think I had a queen size bed yet either. When my girlfriend slept at my house all the time also, but she didn't always stay at my house. She usually left. Like she stayed at her house in Lakeview or in Lincoln Park, Chicago. So you can't sleep on a twin size bed with like I said, like you can go get my ex-girlfriend over here right now. Like her and I can go try to sleep on a full size bed together, like for 2 hours. I might actually enjoy doing a little sex stuff with her on accident. Like, but that's not that's not the reason. What I'm trying to say is that I will prove that my age, that like her and I don't fit on a twin size bed or a full size bed together. Like we wouldn't fit on full size. Like we probably would have a hell of a time sleeping on a queen size bed and doing sex stuff. So like, yeah, like that girl, I think she probably got switched out in Mexico, because like I know her facial features they got so exaggerated. I know like my whole life I regretted not staying with her when she started looking older, and like I couldn't get it out of my head that there was she just wasn't attractive to me anymore. I mentioned in my last video that I found Liz Vicious having sex with a very young girl on the internet. And that's her, like in the video that I got suspended for, because I got suspended like everywhere. Like everywhere I was like, well, you're banned. And I think TikTok might have banned me. TikTok banned me for a video about like how there's like an anti-trans mafia conspiracy to help Donald Trump get elected, and how like that like they're like getting trans people to do things, and they're like spreading like trans stuff to like bother normal people, because the trans people that they share are like super over the top. But so that's what the girl looked like in the video that got me banned. The reason I started looking into Liz Vicious is because I watched her always when I was a little kid. And I had a feeling that she was going to be a child porn star. So yeah, like I have another picture of her kissing with her. I decided that like I'm not going to share that because I don't want to get banned everywhere. I just had a bunch of equipment stolen from my brother, right? And my brother kind of is who always comes and steals my stuff, or he's who gets me my car that I drive with my leg out the window in, because he was going to get it for himself, and the next thing you know, it's like, well, I'm taking your car and you're switching cars with me. What was I actually talking about? Like what they stole. So like I just had an album stolen that I wrote about Rainbow Satanica. I don't see Rainbow Satanica on here. I think that's an actual child. That's the child that I took a screenshot of that was having sex with Liz Vicious, who probably is also a child or was also a child. So they like I got arrested for nothing, and the cops because the cops broke down my door. I had to have my brother come in to fix the door. When my brother comes in, he steals my equipment. He steals my album that I wrote about Rainbow Satanica. Like most of my album was about her, and Rainbow Satanica is a little person, kind of like Shauna Ray. And so this one, she asked me for help after I told her that I knew her twin, because she wrote that. She was trying to get my attention because I didn't know she was a little person at that time. Yeah, like how much equipment have I had stolen? They broke my interface. They broke my preamp for my SM7B the first time I bought one. They just stole my interface, which has a preamp built into it. It's like $800 with my album. They stole my Takamine Santa Fe guitar. They stole my Tacoma pre-Fender buyout Co wood guitar. They stole my Washburn. I lost this other guitar this girl gave me, which is my fault. What other guitars did they steal? I don't know. Like my guitars always go missing, and that's like, and then like when I went to go get my guitar fixed this time, like get the action fixed so it's easier to play. The guy didn't fix my guitar. Like I paid him to fix it, he didn't fix it, so it's like hard to play the guitar I have now. Because they really are trying to prevent me from playing music. Like, they censor my communications so that I can't play music. Like, I'm that good at music. I'm Glass Roads and I'm Crystal Streets. Like, I meet people all over the United States that know who I am because I'm famous. Like, I'm a rapper and I play acoustic guitar. I play all the instruments, but I pretty much play all the instruments, but like I keep getting robbed, so I don't have any instruments. But I do have instruments, like, but then they just stole my microphone plug-in. So, like, I can't play music anymore. I'm going to think about other evidence I have about my age being changed. But what I wanted to mention is the song Female Robbery by The Neighborhood, which it says, like, don't tell the police anything, please. Don't tell the police anything, please. You're gonna die. And then it says, we're gonna die. But if you're listening to it, it'll make you feel like it's saying you're going to die. Like it's telling this little girl she's going to die because she's looking over the grave in the music video. Because at the beginning of the music video, she's getting kidnapped. This guy doesn't know what's going on, but really the music video wants her to make the little kid think that this guy doesn't know what's going on, because this guy might, his wife might be the one that the little kid knows is what's going on. And all the wife said to her is, have you ever heard the band The Neighborhood? My friend just told me about it. Gosh, they're good. And the little kid goes, oh, no, I haven't. And then the kid goes and looks up the music video. Well, the kid's like just been in the house for like a week. Like she doesn't know if the parents know that she's not even their kid. They're acting like she's their kid. She got switched out. They're saying that she's 18. She was not 18, she was 15. And so she's acting like she's 18. She doesn't know how to say like 15. But really she's 6. And so she goes on and watches the music video and goes, they're going to die. She's convinced that that person's saying that you're going to die. And the dad doesn't know what's going on because she's seen the music video. There's something in her head. There's a neural interface in her head messing with her. And she knows that guy doesn't know what's going on. But in the music video, he gets punched. Do I think it's a coincidence? Or he punches her. Do I think it's a coincidence that says, I would never run on there? They're threatening that little girl. I mean, clearly, like, they're going to kill you if you talk about the fact that you were kidnapped, because like it is an organized crime situation, and like does this happen to a lot of people? Do they switch people out a lot? Oh yeah. And I'm the one that doesn't know what's going on. So like it's like very like it can consume their brain and distract them that I'm the one that doesn't know. I don't know. He doesn't know. He's still the same person. He didn't change his name. Everyone else changed their name. And so like they want to be super secretive, and it makes it easier to molest them because like they don't ever say anything ever. But it also can make them have symptoms of feral children. A feral child is someone that was raised in isolation that like didn't fully develop vocal like skills, like communication skills, because like they didn't talk very much as a very small child. And so like a person in that situation that's very afraid of him, she doesn't even know that guy. She thinks he doesn't know.